Hello again. So that my last video, I know that I didn't exactly end it properly, and it was only two parts and a little bit shorter than my last videos. I just figured that it would just be kind of like a mod slash just introduction to Ryexend and mods and things, and that this video would actually be more the Riverwood introduction. Um, and so this I'm going to start. In a second here. Once this loads, we'll start off where we were. I ended the last video, and I'll give you a little introduction to what Riverwood and the side quest, and I'll basically explain everything that I explained in the video that I didn't actually record. So, okay. So here's Riverwood. Let me actually, what I'm going to do is fast travel straight to where the Guardian Stones are, and that's going to be mostly what this video is about: is the Guardian Stones and like classes and things. Obviously, I'm going to go into detail more on the storyline of things, like as you leave Helgen. I apologize that I'm not going to have actual footage. I'm just so tired of recording it and not actually having it recorded, I guess, if that makes sense, like not be able to use the recording. So I apologize for my laziness again, but hopefully it'll all make sense. Also, despite my laziness, if you guys really just want me to just bite the bullet and do it and make another movie or record another video on that chunk of dialogue and that part of the storyline, and have it be more, I guess, I guess just be more valid than just just walking through and say this is what happens here, this is what happens there, instead of you would prefer if I just actually just went through it and explained it, then I can do that as well. Just let me know. But okay, let me run up here for a second. Oh, there's a fox. So wait, is this? No, that's not. Oh wait, is it? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So, don't mean to be boring, but so basically, I'm going to show you the path of. So right up there is the cave that you, when you escape Helgen and you go through all that cave system, this is where you pop out. So you pop out here. This is the cave, Helgen Keep. Flies by. Roloff's like, oh hey, we should stick to my sister's girders and Riverwood. We should probably split up. And so then you just run down here. He has a little bit of dialogue about at one point, like right as we're about to leave this trail and actually move on to the actual stone brick road, he mentions how you should join the Stormcloak Rebellion, and that begins the side quest to join the Stormcloak Rebellion. If you follow Hadvar instead of Raloff, you'll actually get the quest, the small side quest to join the Imperial Legion. And most other little factions / guilds in Skyrim, you can join all of them, except for the Stormcloak Rebellion or the Imperials. For obvious reasons, you can't be on both sides. So yeah, depending on what you want to do, because each storyline's different. I find it harder to join the Stormcloak Rebellion once I get into the storyline, because at some point you do attack Whiterun, and there's a huge storyline behind Whiterun. So, that's where you start out. And so it's kind of difficult for me to join the Stormcloak Rebellion, but I have done it. I just haven't gotten to the quest where you actually invade Whiterun with the Stormcloaks, but I can get to that later. So when I was speaking of classes and stuff, this is what I was talking about. These are the 3 Guardian Stones. When you're walking through here, I would when you first come through, if this is your first, if you've never played Skyrim before, I would suggest following Raloff or Hadvar, and they'll come down. They'll come down this path, and then they'll walk right by this, and they'll let you know that these are the Guardian Stones. And there's I guess there's 13 of them scattered across Skyrim, and when you get close enough, you can activate them, and they each have like a quote unquote blessing or buff that they can give you. Except for these three, as far as I know, all of them have give you a blessing, but it has some sort of a cost. Like one that I found was like you can paralyze somebody for a certain amount of time, but you can only use it once a day, and that didn't make much sense to me. Another one was like your necromancy spell, your conjuring spells are cheaper, but magic doesn't regenerate nearly as quickly, or something like that. Don't quote me on those. I don't think those are those aren't very accurate. But these are the only ones that I found that actually have just one positive effect, and are consistent, or they're constant. Because if you activate one, their blessing is constant. Basically, it doesn't go away ever. That's the thing about all the Guardian Stones, that their little blessing or buff never goes away. And so you can kind of tell which one is what. Like this is the Thief Stone, which makes it so you learn thief abilities 20% faster. So like sneaking, lockpicking, or pickpocketing, things like that. Mage Stone, you learn magic faster, 20% faster. And then the Warrior Stone, which means you learn battle skills faster, or combat skills faster. So it's kind of basically based, you pick whichever generic one that you want for which kind of generic gameplay. There's lots of different kinds of combinations you can do for classes. So these are just like 3 generic classes that I'm talking about, like this guy, he's going to be a very generic warrior, So obviously we're going to go to the Warrior Stone and get that buff. However, there's different combinations, like there's a mix between a thief and a mage. It's called like a night blade or night something, and basically it's a thief that uses like sneaking abilities and stuff like that, but also uses like illusion magic, which manipulates the basically what you do is that class is you can manipulate the fight that you're going to do, and you can literally like be sneaking and then have some cast frenzy on somebody, and they'll literally start attacking everybody they can. But if you're sneaking and you're not seen, they'll just attack their buddies, not you, and so that you can literally probably kill everybody but one person, and then you can just go up and do a sneak attack on the one person. So it's a really interesting kind of gameplay. I'm personally thinking of trying it. If you guys want to see a video of me building that, then feel free to let me know. And then there's something you can do, like a battle mage, so it's like a warrior mage, or even like a paladin would uses restoration magic. So it's just up to your preference. These are just 3 generic stones. They're not you can just go you can activate a stone and then go completely different direction. It's really up to you, which I really like about Skyrim. So right, so back to what I was doing. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna activate this stone. Oh, I already have that. I already used that stone. So I'm gonna use them. So yeah, mage will learn all magic skills 20% faster, and so it looks all pretty, this animation, and then it shows the stars. It's all about stars and stuff in Skyrim. So I'm not gonna really use it, but reactivate the Warrior Stone in a second here. But I just wanted to show you that, just so you know what it looks like. And usually when Roloff or Hadvar is following you, he'll stop like right around here and tell you about the Guardian Stones. And also he'll be like, oh, when you pick whichever one you want, he'll say something about it, like the Warrior Stone, means you're gonna go on into, you're gonna, if you follow the path of the warrior, it's the path of glory or something like that. And I've done Thief before, and it was like, Thief, huh? And he wasn't that impressed. And then the Mage Stone, I haven't done that before, so I don't know what happens when that, I don't know what happens when you get the Mage Stone, but I'm sure it has something to do with wisdom and magic or whatever. So, but yeah, and so those are the Guardian Stones and the classes. Also speaking of that, I was talking about skills, and these are kind of the generic skills. So as you can see in the background, you can see a good generic, a very similar figurine in the stars that looks like the mage on the mage stone, which is mage magic is blue because magic bar is blue. Um, so yeah, so these are kind of the things that would level up 20% faster with the mage stone, including enchanting. And then this is red, which stands for warrior, like in Skyrim. So these kind of skills can be learned 20% faster with the warrior stone. So like one-handed, two-handed, block, heavy armor, stuff like that. And then I think archery is part of the warrior stone, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, and then you can see the warrior in the background over here. So the big axe. I think this is the more obvious one, in my opinion. But and then here, this is the thief. If you can tell by the background, it shows a picture of the thief. Very similar pictures to the guardian stones, and you have sneaking and lockpicking and pickpocketing, like I was talking about. And these are thief abilities. And so when you get one of those guardian stones, these skills, the learning speed of these skills is buffed, and so it goes a lot faster. And and like I said before, you can do it doesn't matter which ones you choose. You can at some point, if you level up high enough, you can literally have every single one of these skills be 100. But obviously that takes a lot of time. So there's a lot of people out there who've apparently done it, but it's really time consuming. But for right now, with this character, we're going to strictly stick to the warrior abilities, so like heavy armor, smithing, block, one-handed weapons, and stuff like that. Once I actually level up, I'll actually show you how to, you select a perk, and you want to actually read what the perk does and stuff like that, and what that means. So yeah, we can go into that later. So now we're gonna make my way to Riverwood. New day, apparently. Oh, and that's Bleak Falls Barrow. I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure I haven't explained that in full yet, but that's where the main quest will take you next. Also, the quest that I'm going to show you guys how to get. It's a major quest, but it's not the main storyline. It'll also take you there, and I'll explain it more later. Also, right up here by this big rock, usually, as you can see, there's two dead wolf bodies. Two wolves generally start right up there. And so, it's an easy fight, not that hard. Rayloff or Hadvar will help if they're close enough, and so you don't have to really worry about it. I can get to Riverwood faster. That would be awesome. Also, up there, that little cloud right there is actually hiding a house mod that I have. In my last video, I explained. I think I already explained it, how there was a mine in there, and it's a house mod that I like the look, but I don't really want to spend all the septims on it. So, but the mine's still there, and there's still some equipment that I could use. It's just really cold, and with Frostfall, it kind of makes it difficult to get up there sometimes. So, all right. So then, when you follow Hadvar or Rayloff, you'll come here. If you're with Rayloff, you'll most likely walk down this path, and if you're with Hadvar, you'll come straight here to the blacksmith. The blacksmith, I think, is Hadvar's, dad. I think it's his dad, or it's at least one of it. It's a family member basically, and you can come here, and they'll offer, there'll be some dialogue, and they'll ask what happened, and it's kind of long and boring. But depending on which person you follow, will depend on which house that you'll go to afterwards, and if you come here with Hadvar, Hadvar and stuff, this guy Alvor will say, take whatever you need, within reason, and da-da-da-da-da, and so you can take a lot of stuff from their house, and, just basically you want to find what you need, and then if there's anything that you can take that, if there's anything that you can take that isn't too, basically you just want to take stuff that you want, and then I'll take anything you want really without stealing it, and then and I would usually just want to get something to sell it. If anything, if I can't actually use it, I'll find stuff to sell, or just gold lying around. So, so this is where you come to when you follow Rayloff. You'll talk to his sister over there somewhere, and then they'll come over here, and there'll be this really long, boring dialogue. And then Gerder, Raylof's sister, will be like, "Oh, hey, take whatever you need and stay for a day, but then, please go talk to Whiterun and let the Jarl know there's a dragon about." And so that's where the blacksmith is. And so then if you come over here up this road, this is where Gerder lives, Raylof's sister. I think Rayloff actually. Yeah, that's Gerder right there. And then I think Rayloff actually stays here too. And but they give you a key to the house, and basically you can do whatever you want for the most part. There's a couple things in the house that yeah, Rayloff is still here.
I told you my sister would help us out.
So excuse me. And just so you know, there's a potion right here and a pelt right up here that you can steal. However, you want to make sure that see the two lines and the dot in the middle. You want to keep track of that, because when there's the two lines and the dot on the cursor, that means you're stealth, nobody can detect you. So basically, you're good, nobody knows you're there, sort of thing. But then when you get detected, as you can see, it says detected, and also it's a big I. So it's like, oh, hey, they can see you. So it's just kind of easy to figure out what's going on. But I already kind of stole the pelt and the potion, so but it's not that hard to do. Just make sure it's the line and stuff. Just make a time right, because if you steal something and somebody sees you, there is a bounty that you'll get, and after it gets to a certain amount, guards will start recognizing you, and then you can be arrested and taken to jail, and it's just it's complicated. So so right here, this is the Riverwood Trader. It's one of many general stores in Skyrim. However, the thing about general stores is that they're very general. You don't want to sell everything to them, because if you can find something like a specialty vendor like a blacksmith to sell, weapons or armor, you want to go there, not the general store. You want to sell jewelry, you go to the jeweler, not the general store, that sort of thing. And however, the general store does have some things that other places don't, so it's always a good idea to check out general stores and just to see what they have. And if you can't find a specialty vendor specifically, a specific specialty vendor, then just go to a general trader. It's not that really big of a deal, but I'm pretty sure you get better prices at a specialty vendor than than the general store. So, but this general store is actually special, because if you walk in, you'll walk into an argument with the owner and his sister.